Hello, welcome to AI Practical Uses for the Classroom. My name is Suzanne Brazel. I am the Site Tech Coordinator at Esmond Station in the Vail School District. I am an ISTE certified educator and part of the EdTech team in the Vail School District. I'm hoping that today you will understand AI a little bit better and be ready and eager to play and help AI make your job a little bit easier. This standard we're going to be covering with the new Arizona EdTech standards are empowered learner. You will be learning new technologies to ease your workload and better understand how to prepare students for their future and for your future too. This is going to empower you and help you empower your students. I don't know about you, but I'm super excited that the Vail School District is tackling AI head on, trying to learn as much as they can to help us prepare our students. The guiding principles that the committee has come up with is that we are never content with the status quo. We live in a changing world and respond to those changes. We are constantly looking for better and more efficient ways to accomplish our mission. So we are developing guidelines in AI in education. The Common Values Committee is working on guidelines that prepare students for real world while also being safe. Be on the lookout for more information. So Mr. Caruth has been talking to professors, university professors, trying to figure out how best to prepare our students. We have our curriculum management team is studying AI this year. We are definitely looking at this head on and trying to figure out ways to best incorporate it into our teaching practices. So what is artificial intelligence? AI, or artificial intelligence, is a way to create computer programs that can perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. So that's AI is human trained, and it's the deep learning that we teach the computer. So it's not magic. It's just what we put into a computer is basically what we're going to get out of it. So natural language processing is the language humans, speechwriters, and nonverbal communications that have an innate component that people cultivate through interactions. These are just some of the phrases you're going to be hearing when you are diving a little deeper into AI. Large language model is the type of AI model designed to understand and generate human-like text based on a given input. These models are trained on massive amounts of text data, allowing them to learn grammar, syntax, context, and even some factual information. So that is ChatGPT, Google Bard, where a bunch of information has been uploaded into it. And now when you ask it a question, it is just giving you the answers back from its basically database. So AI works by mimicking the cognitive process and decision-making abilities of the human brain. So it used advanced algorithms and techniques such as machine learning and deep learning to analyze data, identify patterns, and make predictions. AI isn't new. You've been using AI in your life if you've been using Google Maps or Apple Maps, if you have used predictive text in Google or in your email. If you have most chat helplines, those are all AI. It's not Betty in Idaho helping you cancel your subscription. It usually is an AI bot talking to you. So you've been interacting with AI with maybe not even realize that's what you've been doing. These are some questions to ask when it comes to using technology. especially emerging technology like artificial intelligence. So, one, is it against the law or does it violate explicit company or professional policies? What if everyone did this? How would I feel if someone did this to me? And am I sacrificing potential long term benefits for short term gains? So, when you're going to hear AI, you're going to have some teachers that are just going to be like, it is cheating. I do not want my students to even look at it. I feel like that's an error because they are going to need to know how to use AI in their potential jobs. It's going to be something that's going to be standard across the board, I think, for most jobs in the future. So we need to help them understand that. But as a teacher, if I can write a lesson plan in less than 5 minutes, why wouldn't I do that? Why would I spend an hour on a lesson plan? If I need a resource, why would I create one all by myself when I can ask ChatGPT to do that for me? And so if I'm going to use it, I know it's going to make my job easier. Shouldn't we then be instilling in students that, yes, it is okay to use it, but this is how you use it? Is a good argument to have. I think that this could potentially be super powerful for teachers who are kind of in a time crunch. We have a teacher who has young babies at home, and she even said, she's like, I get my everything from ChatGPT. I have it create a passage for me, and then it creates the questions to ask depending on the standard that we're teaching. And she's like, it takes me less than 5 minutes to prepare for class now. I mean, this can be really powerful. And, yes, do you need to look at it and check it? But there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. And I think as teachers, we usually get that. And we usually do like borrow from other people. This is just like another place to borrow from. I did a little experiment here of finding a passage and looking at reading levels for a passage. This is a passage, and I'll give you a minute to read it. I found it on ReadWorks, and I copied and pasted it into ChatGPT, and I asked what the reading level of the passage was. ChatGPT said that it was early elementary from grades 1 to 3. It was actually a second grade reading passage that I pulled. It had simple vocabulary and the sentence structure, and it was accessible to young readers. So I said, great, make it for a fifth grade reading level. And it did. So definitely a little bit more complex sentence structure. The vocabulary is a little more advanced. So this could be super powerful if you are teaching second grade, but you have that reader who is more advanced, or you're teaching fifth grade and you could have a passage, but you have a lower reader. You can put the prompt into the passage into ChatGPT or Bard and ask it to change the reading level to the grade level that's appropriate for your student. So you could have students in your whole class reading the same passage just at their reading level. Then for fun, I asked it to make the passage into a high school level. So you can see in this one that it had much more complex sentence structure. The vocabulary was more advanced. And so you can see that it could work on any reading level that you absolutely needed. So I did a little experiment, and I took a fourth grade science standard and I created a I asked ChatGPT, Google Bard, and Canva the same question to create an EI lesson plan for seismic waves. So the first one I did was using ChatGPT. And as you can see, write a fourth grade EI lesson plan. With the standard, I can use models to explain seismic waves and their effect on the Earth. And so it gave me a 2 to 3 class period, approximately 45 minutes. The objective, the national science standard. It gave me my materials, the introduction, um, with 3 different activities, a conclusion, an assessment, and ChatGPT gave me extensions, which I kind of liked. Um, and it was a full. Now, would I turn that into my principal? Probably not. I would probably adjust it and make it my own, but it definitely gives you a good starting point. Just some cybersecurity reminders before you start playing with AI, that the district, kind of, these are the guidelines, that they would prefer you not to sign in using Google SSO. That's going to be kind of impossible with Bard. But when you're signing in with ChatGPT or any other AI, you can use your work email, but please use a different password. You never want to use put any sensitive information. So ChatGPT or Bard could be a great resource if you were trying to modify a lesson for a student with an IEP or a 504 to help them assess the material better, but you never want to put anyone's name in or any other identifying. We need you to follow FERPA also at all times when you're using one of these um, programs. And just so you know, anything that is tied to your work email, if you're using your work email to access these, they are subject to records requests. So not that you would do anything inappropriate with any of these things anyways, but you just want to make sure that if you are playing around, you want to make sure that it is appropriate if you're using your work email. Now I'm going to give you some time to experiment with ChatGPT and or Bard. So prompt engineering is going to be one of those things that are going to be crucial for our students and us to learn how to do correctly. Most people who are like, I tried that ChatGPT thing and it didn't give me any information that I needed. And that's because they didn't ask correctly. They didn't ask the correct way. And so here is something that you can copy and paste or type into ChatGPT or Google Bard. Obviously, in the beginning, if it says ChatGPT, you want to change it to Google Bard if that's what you're using. And it actually will have the AI continue to ask you questions until you get the answer that you want. And so it's kind of a neat little prompt for you to use. And so I'm going to give you time now to ask it a question. You can ask it anything. I know when I did this the first time, I had it create a yoga workout for me for a week. I also had it ask to make recipes for me and like a whole meal plan for a week. You can have it do anything you want. It does not have to be work related. Just kind of play with it for a little bit. Go ahead and pause the video and you can have some fun. So I'm going to show you a little fun activity I did with this website I found called CuriPod. I want to thank you for listening to my presentation on AI. Um, Obviously, it's not as effective on a video, but if you just would think of a word that you now think about when you think of AI, whether it be inspirational or still cheating, that's okay. We'll get you there. Thank you very much.